Morning, guys. Robe of peace. It's time for school. And just gotta do my hair and then we ready. But I'm gonna do something with this today. It's getting a bit scraggly and we're gonna do something. Maybe go back to my old style. Just this right here. We'll see. We'll mess around. You guys probably won't like it, but we'll get used to it. So, change of plans, man. Another migraine. And I'm sure I could have toughed it out, but because of how yesterday went, I just got it in my head that I was going to be trapped again, and migraine escalated within seconds. So I don't know if that was just me or migraine, but I feel really good laying like this. So second day of school, missed. Pick back up tomorrow. Third and final spinal tap on Friday. Just picked a bad week to start school, man. Hopefully, if you've ever had a spinal tap, they don't affect you like they've been affecting me. But, like I said, man, just gotta keep moving forward. I'll get off all these pills soon. I'll get off this Keppra. I'll get off all this stuff. We can go back to normal. Let's get rid of this headache. What is up, guys? I'm resting in bed, laying flat. Always instantly relieves my headache. Look how small I'm getting. Ooh, I'm down to like 180 pounds. Let's look on the bright side though. I could be my high school weight of 120 pounds again. If you think I look small right here, you should have seen me at 120 pounds. Sorry if I keep looking over. Got the front facing camera on now because I'm being a lazy pile of crap. And I'm still in the market for a vlogging camera. I want to get one that's obviously higher resolution, higher quality, but one where I can like flip a screen up to where it's like a back-facing camera, but I can see myself. Not a good week to start stuff like school and such with all these spinal taps and everything. But man, ugh. I'm in a house. I'm in a bed. I'm dry. I have food in my stomach. I have a car that I can't drive, but I have my siblings. I have family that loves me. I'm just some hobo with a beard with a headache that has people that cares about him. We will get through this. We will be back in no time. I've been out of the gym almost, feels like it's going on 3 weeks here soon, but it'll all be okay, man. Whoa, that's my hand. There we go. It'll all be good. I am gonna do something about this beard today. I love having a full beard, but sometimes I don't know what it is. You just like a change, man. Sometimes it's just time super little bit of a change. I'm not getting rid of all of it. I will look 11 years old. So that's not gonna happen. But I only had one class today too. So I mean, I've already conversed with my father. He's gonna talk to the professor. See, I'm so lucky to have people like my family on my side, on my team. Sometimes it feels like I'm helpless and powerless. But I just gotta get out of my own head, man. It'll all be okay. It will. And we will be back up. We will be fighting. We will be going at it again. We will be getting it. We will be doing it. A robe of peace is always going to be there to comfort us in our time of need. I love you guys. Thank you for sticking with me through this process, through this journey of not knowing what's going on. But doctors seem very optimistic. I just want to get off this Keppra, man. I want to get off this Keppra. Just because I don't like being on pills. I don't like being on any sort of medication. I like taking my vitamins. Which I haven't been doing that either. We're just chilling over there. You see him behind a Mountain Dew. We got a multivitamin, we got fish oil, we got vitamin C. There it is. The glucosamine I don't really take anymore because one, that's like 8 pills at once that I'm taking, and 2, my joints have never felt a difference. It's getting weird. I'm just ready to get some gains again, man. They come back. That's the cool part. Another Spinal Tap Friday. Not looking forward to you. Not looking forward to you on Friday. But what's got to be done has got to be done. I'm going to try to hydrate today. Try to force down a gallon of water because I have not been doing that. I've not been keeping up on my eating. You just can't let anything keep you down. It's okay to get down on yourself sometimes, but it's not okay when you choose to stay there. And trust me, believe me, when I say it's your choice, whether you stay there or not. Yesterday was one of the hardest, and I had nightmares about it, all due to a migraine. And I was stuck in that hospital. All I wanted to do was go home and lay down, but I couldn't. I felt like my world was ending in that moment. Laugh if you must, but I'm not lying. I felt like I was done in that moment. I was in hell. Everything hurt so bad, and I couldn't do anything about it. I don't want to think about that. I don't want to think about yesterday anymore. Whew. Mindset. I even have to remember it sometimes. This is the hardest time, and I need to remember it now. Because if I don't remember it, I'm not getting far. If I don't practice what I preach in this time, I'm not getting very far. But I am telling you right now, no matter if you are healthy, I don't care if it's a relationship you've just gotten out of that has crushed you or anything. We all go through our own trials. You all have the right to feel down on yourselves from time to time. But you better not let yourself stay there. Don't wallow in your own self-pity. Don't wallow in your own depression. Don't keep yourself in that dark spot. Dig yourself out of that hole. Dig deep and do whatever you have to get yourself out. But it only gets better if you make it better. I don't care if you think I'm being cliche, stupid, just like every other motivational speaker. It is true. 100% true. You have control. You have the power, whether you know it or not. Dig deep, get yourself out of it, and keep going. Let's get it. Let's do it. Going to my favorite place with my favorite person.
Should probably drive in that YouTube, huh?
Well, I can't drive, so all I got to do is YouTube. So I got the...
Oh no, can you see me through the steam?
Yeah. I love them.
I love them too, they're my favorite.
The sky, it's all
What are
rainy.
you doing?
The sky, it's all rainy. And then there's you. Just have to get you in the video as much as possible.
No!
Spinal fluid, then you might require a treatment that only goes to the spinal fluid, or its main goal is to get through to the spinal fluid. But also in these situations, we want to get the sample, or the most recent sample that they have enough tissue on, genetically tested for things that we have drugs that directly target. So for example, we just in passing were mentioning this NRAS mutation or this BRAF mutation, and this is a particular gene. BRAF in particular is often abnormal. So if you had that mutation, the drug that targets that exact mutation would be appropriate for you. But before even starting any kind of treatment, we have to assess the entire body to make sure that there isn't any other disease there. If there is disease elsewhere, then the treatment will be different than the treatment just targeting the cerebrospinal fluid. But I think in either case, regardless of what the PET scan shows, you're going to likely need some kind of treatment to make sure that we kill any floating around tumor cells. Sir, Mrs. Bacchus, do you have any questions?
Well, no, I'm just taken aback, and I don't know.
Like, how much of an abnormality did you guys see? Does that mean anything, or?
It doesn't really mean anything. It's not a quantitative test. We expect to not see anything. So I was reassured when I got the original numbers of the protein and glucose. Those all seemed good, normal, but when they actually reviewed the spinal fluid by microscope to look for abnormal cells, they found them. So even one abnormal cell is not right. I can tell you, given the way your MRI looked and of the brain and spinal cord, all of those things are promising. It means that what we're dealing with is something exquisitely microscopic. It's not, and as I probably didn't mention to you, if we don't see it on MRI, that's a good sign, because anything that we try to kill is much more easily killed if it's small, and so small we can't even see it on MRI. But we do know that these cells are abnormal, and microscopically they're floating around, and they are, in the end, the reason you have the seizure.
Cool.
They can irritate the coating of the brain, so even though your brain itself, the meat of the brain, didn't have any abnormality, when people get meningitis, it's the coating of the brain that gets irritated.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where these cells are. They're affecting the coating of the brain, so that small little dot we saw probably was an irritation, and this probably caused the seizure.
Okay. Now, I'm just asking all the questions. You may have already gone over this, but I'm just gonna ask it. You don't know if they're benign or malignant?
No, they're not good. They're abnormal.
They're abnormal?
They are abnormal.
Okay.
They are abnormal, and my biggest concern is that they are similar to that small little thing that was removed that they called melanoma.
Okay.
So when do we?
What about the next lumbar puncture that we're scheduled for on Friday?
So I wanted to call you for that as well, that I don't think we need any more specimen from the cerebrospinal fluid, because once we see an abnormality, the reason we were going to do 3 was to keep looking for it, but once we see one of these abnormalities, we stop. There's nothing else we need. The abnormality we saw on the brain was minimal. You know, so, and the inside of the brain, the actual meat of the brain looks okay. So all of these things suggest, you know, it is there.
But it's not
This
serious.
is treatable.
Treatable.
Okay.
It's serious, but it's treatable.
Right.
Okay, doctor.
With like radiation, chemo, or.
With radiation, people do that only when there's a specific spot that's causing trouble. But here, if it's floating around in the spinal fluid, and the spinal fluid's constantly floating around, there's not one particular place to radiate, and we want to kill all the cells. So in this case, it's going to be a medication, and depending on the genetics of the tumor, that's how we will dictate the medication. And also, if there's any other location in the body, that will also dictate the medication. But I think we're talking about a chemotherapy here.
Which could be a pill.
All right.
Anyway, if something else comes up, even if it's not today, just give me a call.
All right.
All right, bye.
See ya.
Stinking
journey-
microscopic. It's microscopic. We're gonna get it. I'm so tired of
The
this.
journey continues. I gotta go to the bathroom.
12:30 lab, 1 o'clock. Doctor Keller.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thanks
When?
for calling.
You're welcome.
Tuesday, right? Yeah, Tuesday.
For what? What's that for?
Well, we're gonna go see him for the plan, and figure out what. By then, he's gonna try and do some sort of dissection on the
Okay.
tissue that they had before, to see if it's got that gene.
What if it doesn't?
Well, then they'll come up with a different plan. Either way, they're gonna try and since it's microscopic, they want to take care of it now. It's just
Okay.
gonna be more crap. I'm so sorry.
I'm just gonna go lay down, get rid of this headache. Does Dad know about everything?
I called him.
What'd he say?
He said he'd be right home.
Okay. I'm just gonna lay down.
All right.
Let's go, guys. Let's go. Change of plans. Nothing. Didn't come back. Very. Didn't come back very normal, I guess. Change of plans.